There we go. All right, welcome everyone to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host DB Smiley, bringing you this C East matchup, which is about to get underway a little bit late. Better late than never, as the story goes. Between Team Mana Frenzy and Zombie Step, these two teams currently in the lower section of the bracket for C East. Neither of these teams likely to make playoffs. Zombie Step has a feasible chance, and so they're definitely going to be looking for a 2-0 in this series to try to keep their playoff hopes alive. They really need the full 3 points, though, I think, to keep their chances alive, given the division they're in, given kind of the remaining schedule. Currently, you take a look, 8th place in the division, that's going to require at minimum 14 points and likely more. Zombie Step, with 3 games remaining, currently sitting at currently sitting at 9 points. So you look at who they have left to play: Bancho and Wood League, 2 teams in the top 4. It's going to be a tough haul, but certainly that starts, I think, with a 2-0. On the other hand, Team Mana Frenzy, they've been able to get some wins lately, but just not been a great inaugural season for them in the Nexus Gaming Series. That said, you always want to try to build for the future, build for success, and so we'll see if they are in fact able to do that. Right out of the gate, some interesting bands: Kael'thas and Li Ming. Those were the bands when I started playing the game 4 years ago. Not as much anymore. Malthael and Zool band. Malthael's a bit surprising on this map. Zool certainly isn't. You can't afford to give your team, the enemy team, Zool on this map. That does enable the first pick, Johanna. You could respond, though, with some wave clear. I think Tassadar or Jaina fills that role nicely, especially Tassadar. If you want ETC, I think you have to grab him now. I don't think you'll get another shot. ETC Tess. Pretty straightforward picks. I like both of them here. On the other side, if you want something like Rhaegar, you could start looking for it now, because otherwise I think you have to ban it out because of the potential of that Archon Bloodlust combo. Gonna be the Anna and the Jaina. So bring in Jaina for the wave clear, and then you have Anna, Sleep Dart to interrupt Mosh, as well as the Nano to enable Anna. Or Jaina, excuse me. And I think that's a good pairing. Very good pairing. Out of Zombie Step. Anna's got to be careful, can't step up too much because of the pressure that Tassadar can put onto the Anna with AoE damage, as well as with just the sheer poke. Anna herself really can't self-sustain particularly well. Even if you go into some of the more meme builds with stacking darts. Zagara banned out, so perhaps something Zombie Step has shown in the past, not wanting to let it through here. Let's see. Rhaegar banned out, so they did not take the Rhaegar, so I did suggest that they might ban it here, as they didn't want to give up the Blarcon. Deckard Cain, though, is a great choice. The Lunara is interesting, because the Lunara can do a little bit of solo lane if the enemy solo laner is melee. Because of her agility, the fact that it's just hard to get on top of her, even though she's squishy and really lacks self-sustain, definitely gives her some options. And of course, the Deckard Cain, I think, is just exceptionally good right now. But that said, Zombie Step finishes out a nice, well-balanced comp. They have the CC from Jaina, Anna, Joanna, and now they have the raw damage added from Sonya and Vala, as well as the wave clear. And I think this is a very good comp for the map. However, I do worry a bit about Vala getting heals from the Anna. She's a tiny hitbox, and she needs to be very mobile. She can't afford to stand still. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Anna with those 2 squishies, especially when she wants to focus Jaina with the way comps set up. You got the Leo finish. Leo, a good soul laner on the map. Really good wave clear. Great late game the Leoric has with the Silence and Tomb. So I suspect that's what we'll see. And, I like both of these comps a lot. I think both these comps kind of bring a lot to the table. There are some heroes maybe I'd replace with others, like maybe Raynor instead of the Lunara, or the Vala, maybe a gray main into one of those two. But all told, quite like these comps. Taking a look at the map bans, Tomb was the first pick by Team Mana Frenzy. Zombie Step winning the toss, choosing to go with draft pick. We saw bans from Zombie Step onto BOE and Curse. Team Mana Frenzy banning out Towers of Doom and Volskaya Foundry. So for fans of those maps, I am very sorry. But getting set up for the game here, we are taking our time, loading in this best of 3 series. Again, for Zombie Step to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they're going to have to pull a massive upset to make playoffs at this point against one of Bancho or Wood League. But they definitely, I think, need the 3 points here. So we'll see what happens as we move into this match. On the left side, it's going to be Zombie Step. We're going to have Zombie Salami on the Vala, Zombie on Anna, Zombie Bombi on Jaina, Gingy Mex going to be on Joanna, and Twong going to be on the Sonya. It is Zombie Step. On the right side, Team Mana Frenzy. Got some wins lately, but hasn't been the season they hoped for. Captain Bobo going to be on the ETC. Got kills on Tassadar. Ragu going to be on the Lunara. Defiant Angel on the Deckard. And down in the bottom, it is Try and Go on the Leo. Moving in, taking a look at those level 1 talents that everyone just loves to see and argue about. Interesting to see Vala going into the Monster Hunter, really prioritizing wave clear. I would not be surprised to see Vala rotate down early and try to steal a siege camp with that Monster Hunter talent. But already, though, some better part of damage trades on the side of Team Mana Frenzy as they start to get a lead into this rotation here. And, wave clear, in theory, fairly even, but right now it appears it is favoring Team Mana Frenzy. Sonya rotating down to the bot to deal with the Leo. Keep an eye on that. ETC stacking that Prog Rock very effectively already, and in fact, just way ahead in rotations already is Team Mana Frenzy. Actually, no, that's because Zombie Step did the smart move. They reset the wave, and they took top before mid. Now, in theory, they actually want to stay mid here. They don't want to make... They want to... If they clear 2 lanes top, 2 waves top, you got to clear 2 waves in mid. But they do send Jaina top, actually, and I think they're just playing the map here. They're sending Vala and Anna to burn down this Bruiser camp, try to get that in the lane quickly. And that'll leave Joanna and Jaina to soak the lanes, which, of course, they're going to be more than up to that task of doing. Can you leave talents up, perchance? I always do. I took the talents down briefly because I hit F1 and I meant to hit F3. Or I hit Control 1 and I meant to hit F3. Frenzy is a team that off their performances on results. I don't think I've watched them play yet, but off their performances on results, certainly struggled in the early part of the season. But they've actually gotten some big wins lately. And Vala goes down here in the bot. Good kill, and that will enable Team Mana Frenzy to go ahead and grab this Siege Giant. So once again, a good rotation there. It does leave Task to have to deal with this Bruiser camp. Anna trying to get down to help Sonya. Zoned out a little bit by this Leoric. And I gotta be honest, I have arachnophobia, yet I like this map. I don't understand it. Does not make sense to me. Ruby, of course, picked up by Deckard. We have Speed Metal coming out from ETC. It's a bit of a surprise. You don't tend to see that a lot. Trying to give his team some kind of movement speed certainly will make it even harder for Joanna to engage. As well as Sonya, in fact. It could be a good strategy. Power slide there onto Joe. But right out of the gate, I mean, look, take a look at these gem counts. Not yet turning in or not yet going for the final turn and trying to get those 12 in. Still need 19, but Team Mana Frenzy definitely with a lead at this point. Not just in total gem count, but also in gems turned in, as that's critical. And Joe getting engaged on here has the unstoppable. Now Captain Bobo getting turned around on. Is the healing going to come through in time? There's a potion from Deckard, and that might indeed have been a clutch heal. Speed Metal is not a bad talent, but the face melt range is always just so good for Peel. That said, maybe if you're thinking, well, Joe's going to be unstoppable anyway, maybe you don't worry as much about the Peel. I'm a bit surprised it wasn't taken into Sonya, though. I think the upgraded face melt would be really, really good into the Sonya. Both teams very much committed to this brawl at the moment. XP, though, slightly favoring Team Mana Frenzy, as is the turned-in gem count. Zombie Bombi actually going to come down. Looks like now they're recognizing, okay, they're going to try to turn in top. Let's see if Task takes this opportunity to sneak a turn. Looks like he will. That will actually proc the first Web Weaver phase. And Team Mana Frenzy doing a really good job controlling vision there. Really good job controlling vision. And ETC actually, though, does stick around a bit too long to sell the turn-in bot. Does go down, so that will neuter the effectiveness of this Web Weaver phase a bit. But that said, there's been quite a bit of lost soak here in this top lane. Zombie Bombi going to clean up the rest of this. Deckard looking for the root, doesn't find anyone. Discount Lucio. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that's fair. He steps up, finds a big power slide. Vala gets bumped back in. Vala does get a clutch heal there, but oh, just that last little juke. Anna just not predicting when the vault was going to come in quite right. And, you know, that's something that if you're watching this casually, you might think, oh, Anna made a misplay there. But she absolutely did not. There is a delay on Anna's skill shot, and Vala vaulted within that delay window. So there was nothing really that Anna could have done better. Just a bit unfortunate that Vala was so low already and just didn't really have means to get out there. That's right. DB Smiley being an apologist for the healer. Sure, this is a surprise to everyone. Here comes potential engage. They're just trying to stop Joe from turning in. She has 23. There are enough gems in their pocket. So they need to drop 33, which leaves 44 in their pocket. They could pick up 11 during Web Weaver phase. There is a chance to get a double turn in here, but that said, I think right now Joe is kind of exhibiting the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and hoping for different results. That said, this time she's getting different results as the members of Team Mana Frenzy did expect to turn bot there and reacted. There's the level 10s. There's a big sleep. ETC with the 3-man standing mosh. Joe getting trucked into with this, or Sonya, excuse me, trucked into with this damage. There's Joe now stuck in the root. Damage is coming out. Leo has joined the fight. There's a sleep. Sleep dart onto Lunar and actually enables ETC to get killed. Tass went down in the meantime as well. And so despite that really great standing mosh from Team Mana Frenzy, the Anna really kind of clutching that one out for her team. Some big heals there. And that big sleep dart onto Lunara to limit the damage that we saw coming out from Team Mana Frenzy. And now an opportunity here by Zombie Step to get a lot of value in this top lane. say both these teams playing fairly well so far. Not seeing any glaringly obvious mistakes. Just seeing some good play, counterplay, and you know, even though you're towards kind of the bottom of C East, I think both the teams have been on the upswing lately, and I think both these teams could be dangerous come Season 10, provided that they stick together and kind of keep building their synergy and their strategy. Been very happy with what I've seen. Looks like they are going to go for the double turn. Joe, it's a bit of a split turn at the moment. Joe is definitely going to need to drop her 15, but I think she's going to get it. I don't think Team Mana Frenzy scouted this. And there we go. So double turn-in coming in. Vala and Jaina have tagged the Bruiser camp here in the mid lane. That's going to give them some spell armor to maybe push down. You know they're itching to get this top fort, and really, though, they don't need to do anything with the Webweaver phase. That said, I do like Jaina going ahead, clearing this lane, getting that XP, finding 13 for her team. ETC looking for a flank. But does get spotted out by Sonya. There's the power slide. Big stun comes in with the Bless Shield, and that is potentially a massive ton of gems lost. Lunar going down. All those gems were lost on the side of Team Mana Frenzy, and Zombie Step maybe just made a decisive play in this game. Absolutely, potentially a decisive play, as now they have an opportunity to push. They've got 4 kills there. Leo now back up. ETC soon to follow. They have gotten all 3 forts off the map with this Webweaver phase. Now potentially looking for a keep, although I gotta say this mid is not long for this world. And they are going to wisely back off. Top will get some damage, but won't be too big a threat. Looks like they want to try to push with this bottom, maybe get another keep wall here. They've pushed their level lead to a level and a half. And that's going to be big, as that's going to give them 16s fairly soon. But the biggest play of all was just making Red drop all of those gems. We'll see what the damage is when the gems come back up. But that's, I think, what happens when you commit too hard to trying to get a flank onto the backside as a tank, is it just opens yourself up to be counter-engaged on without your team there to follow up. You're kind of stuck trying to power slide out. Sonya, you know, looked like she was in a bad spot 1v2, except the rest of the team for the members of Zombie Step were able to close much faster than the members of Team Mana Frenzy. And Sonya goes ahead and drops those gems, and oh man, you look at it, and already you're talking about Team Mana Frenzy farther away from a turn-in than the members of Zombie Step. Looks like they want to try to invade this. Nobody was on the point as ETC stepped off the face melt, and so it looks like this might get stolen. There's a big 3-man mosh. Does get interrupted quickly. Calls to kill the Vala. Vala is low. Trapped now in the Entomb. Vaults forward into the root. Anna gets the clutch heal again. And she does not get another one. The camp has indeed been stolen by Zombie Step, and they've managed to pick up 3 kills as Twong. I keep like not paying attention to Twong in the fights, and I apologize because of how hectic the fights are. Twong is just like, you know, just going on a murder spree. I mean, Twong just basically took on the entire backline and won. And, oh boy. That is big. I don't think they look to end here. I think they'll back up and play this safe. They do have 36 gems in pocket, and that is enough to get to 50. Are they going to make a boss play? I think it's a mistake if they do. I think baiting boss is understandable, but I just... You know, the Wisp... Okay, the Wisp is going up there. It would be seen if they tried to make the play. They're recognizing it's not there. They do go for the turn. They definitely can't start boss now. No. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Oh god, they're doing it to me, guys. Oh god. They do have the Vala and Sonya. They can kill it quick. And actually good dismounts by Joe. And so they managed to get it. A little bit of hesitation there from Team Mana Frenzy. Don't know if they're trying to get level 16 first or just being very cautious on the approach. I do still think the boss call was a very, very dangerous decision by Zombie Step. And you don't tend to want to make dangerous decisions when you're up this much. But worked out for them. They're not going to be able to stack this with a turn yet. They're at 56 net gems, 52 of which are turned in. Decker comes in, finds Sonya on the sleep, but not really getting a lot there, and Leo is going to get popped. Leo goes down, Strafe comes out to help finish off that keep. Are they going to go for core here with the Leo dead? It's risky. They do have Ana in the back, able to throw out heals. The problem is this mid-keep being alive limits your movement space so much if you're invading. And Vala, oh, she survives! Great clutch heals, but Jaina does not, so perhaps staying a bit too long. And didn't get any permanent core damage to speak of. Now Sonya trying to whirlwind on out of there. Ana doing a good job keeping the heals up. Joanna now sacrificing herself for the good of the team. And I think that was actually the right play. Sonya needed to bait the damage back. She didn't have any gems in hand, and Sonya and Vala do have a turn-in available. So I think that's actually a smart play. They're not going to be able to get much off this turn-in, but at least it's going to keep the lanes pushed, and that will give them an opportunity maybe to look at something mid-keep related, but it's very risky to do so. So they might just hang back and wait for Jaina and Joe to be back up as they try to soak 20s. That said, Team Manafranci arguably doing them a favor here by pushing this lane up, as it is going to let them soak. Ooh, Vala overextended, and she might not get out of this. The Leo Entomb did not come out there, although Vala is just asking for it. But the trigger has not been pulled. And now Team Manafrenzy need to back off to deal with this bottom Web Weaver. Top Web Weaver also available, and that's just going to help Zombie Step get 20 faster. Sometimes, and it sounds counterintuitive, sometimes when the enemy team is dead on the map, especially on this map which can trade out so long, if you have that big an XP deficit, it might be better just to passive soak. And try not to let the waves push up, because by letting the waves push up, you actually let Zombie Step get XP that they otherwise might not have. It's a tough call. It's very counterintuitive. Sometimes just letting the wave freeze on your side of the map is actually the right play when you're down in XP. Bruiser Camp going to be grabbed by both teams, but Zombie Step also in the bottom working on these Siege Giants. They have those into lane. There is a turn-in available for Team Mana Frenzy, and I think they need to get this turn-in, if only to buy themselves time to find 20s. Not all the 20s have been selected yet from Dom B-Step. They have the Welly upgrade. There's the Nano Boost upgrade starting to come in. Ninja Spear upgrade. Storm Shield out of Joanna. Rather than the Blessed Shield upgrade, which is arguably more common, but I also like the Storm Shield talent to deal with Burst. Arc White Flight Quiver. Certainly going to help Vala hang back more safely. And looks like they want to go for this last keep. Decker doing a good job getting the potions up early. Making sure they have time to turn. Some rubies come out there. Ooh, Captain Bobo is low. Maybe could have power slid forward and gone for those super potions, but then could have been turned around on, so it's a tough call. Still, though, they managed to defend this keep. But time is not on their side. As you can see, the catapult's starting to stack up here in the top lane. But that said, a little bit closer to 20, and I think they can hold their turn-in now for level 20. Focusing, looking for an engage onto the Joanna. A big task wall would make a big difference here. There's the Entomb. Task wall comes out behind it, but it's actually ETC finding himself in the middle of the enemy team. And without that level 20, there is no Death Mosh, and this is getting turned around hard. And I think you just got to be a little bit more patient there, Joe. It's not an easy target to kill. You're just a hair from level 20. And instead, you force a fight, you get engaged on, and now you're going to lose the game. Had an opportunity, still was down a lot on the side of Team Mana Frenzy, admittedly. But Really good job turning that around from Zombie Step. Just got control of the game and never let go. Credit to them, and they're going to go up 1-0 in this series. As we take a look at our post-game statistics. Zombie Step going up 1-0. Great healing from Zombie on the Ana. I'd love to see the clutch heal numbers. I think they were quite high. Dot damage helps with that, but I thought Twong was just exceptional in the back line. I thought Gingy Mex played some pretty good tank plays. And I thought Jaina utilized the nano boost well. So all told, just a really sound game there from Zombie Step. Had some moments out of Team Mana Frenzy, but not really able to close on any of them. But we'll see what we can do. We'll be back in a bit for map number 2. See you then. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, we have in map number 1, Zombie Step taking a 1-0 lead. We're going to go to map number 2 now. Hasn't been updated yet, but I'm going to get an update for you. TMF choosing to stick with map selection, taking us to Infernal Shrines as we get set for this map number 2 here. Zombie Step, as we mentioned, really desperately seeking a 2-0 victory to get those 3 points, to keep their playoff hopes alive. They definitely would still need to pull a big upset against either Wood League or Bancho, two teams that are currently ranked 3rd and 4th. But if they could do that, maybe they have a chance to get the playoffs. It's still tough. Bare minimum, they have to be 14 points. And given that they're currently at 10, coming off that last game, they were at 9 before the series. They could pick up 2 more with a win here off the domination. But that only gets them to 12. And if they want to get to 14, they're going to need at least 2 map wins. And realistically, I don't think 14 is going to be enough. I think they're going to need 15 or 16. And so that requires beating at least one of the 2 remaining opponents after that. But they have a chance. If they can get this win here, I think it is a chance. They played well in that game. But we're just waiting. I thought we were about to start, but looks like we're just in a hold pattern for just a brief moment here. So I'm going to take a drink of my Coca-Cola. I made a quiche today. And it was a tasty quiche. It had bacon and spinach. Very yummy. Looks like the teams are ready. So hopefully we get started soon. Yeah. It's important to know what I ate for dinner. I'm a millennial. I'd have taken a picture of it, but I didn't have my phone with me. Anyway, moving into the draft now. Infernal Shrine. Zombie Step up 1-0 in this series. Got control of Tomb of the Spider Queen and never let go. This map can be quite similar, though, to Tomb. Wave clear doesn't matter as prohibitively much, but it's still very important. Soul lane play, very important on this map. Let's see what Mana Frenzy can do with a more competitive draft. I don't think their draft was too off base. I think the only pick in their draft in the last game that I wouldn't regularly expect to see in even high-level games was Lunara. And even then, Lunara, it's not like Lunara is some outlandish idea. My screen is visible in the mirror behind me. Well, guess what? Is my finger visible in the mirror behind me? Is it? I'm not sure. Can you see how many fingers I'm holding up in the mirror? Anyway. I don't care. Moving back into the draft. Mouth and Zag banned out once again. They were the second bans on the last map. We saw a Li Ming and a Jaina ban. Joanna going to get banned out here, so Zombie Step very much, if we don't want it, we're not going to let you have it with the Joanna. Does potentially indicate they want to steal ETC, and it puts TMF in a pickle here. Do they ban the ETC, knowing they're not going to get it? Let's see. I don't have anything. I mean, the only thing I have on my screen is OBS. So, OBS and Soothsayer. And Heroes of the Storm. It's not like I have my fucking notepad file of passwords open. If you have a note file of passwords, you're giving me an aneurysm. Not taking so the Ana was denied, and I think that's a smart denial after how well it was played last game. But normally you'd expect to see ETC first pick here. It's a very high priority hero. Instead, though, they move into the Kael'thas, who's very good on the map. Living bombs can be very sneaky on the objective space, because it's just harder to see them when they're on the Shrine minions. But passing up the ETC as well, going with Task Deckard. So sticking with two of their picks from the last game, Team Mana Frenzy. They definitely want the Deckard and the Tassadar. But not picking up a tank here likely means they're going to have to go on to potentially something they maybe not have played as much. Lunara, what? Am I like, is Lunara to new hotness? And I'm just like, I'm old and I don't get how hot Lunara is. And by hot, I don't mean I want to fuck a deer. I mean like in terms of pickable. By the way, this is an adult's stream. That said, please don't fuck deer. It's bad. It's a crime. It's very, very disgusting. And also, you know, it's kind of animal cruelty. And we don't support animal cruelty on this stream. We love all our furry friends. Some of whom are one of whom is sleeping in the recliner behind me, and his name is Stuart, and he is adorable. ETC banned out. So they chose not to take ETC and instead went with a Blaze. A bit surprising. I hear the call. What? Like the Diablo, I totally get the Diablo. I gotta be honest, I do not understand that Nazebo choice. Okay. I'm very, very worried about the Nazebo. Gonna have a hard time stepping up for Toads because of Lunara. You got a White Mane picked up here, and the Sonya. I thought the Sonya was great. I see no reason to change that out. White Mane's an interesting choice. Definitely gonna want to be targeting Diablo with those E's. I just that Nazebo pick has thrown me for such a loop. My brain is kind of like, is this? So I have Rexar. Boy, that is a late game team comp. I mean, if they get to 20, Deckard spikes really hard at 20. Nazebo spikes really hard at 20. Tass spikes really hard at 20. Diablo gets Hellgate, which is a huge spike. But, you know, on the other side, I mean, White Mane spikes insanely hard at 20 if you go into Reckoning or Aegis. Either's going to be really good. Okay. Just top tier Blaze. That's fine. I mean, if it's a comfort pick, I was just surprised that it was picked instead of ETC because I tend to think of Blaze as kind of like, what if ETC were slightly less good, and that's Blaze. But no, I mean, if it's a comfort, certainly that I don't have a problem with, and I actually think it's a good pick into the Deckard Tass. Yeah, the Rexar pick is, I don't know. Well, anyway, that was the draft, and this is the game. So let's go ahead and introduce the teams on the left side. It's going to be Zombie Salami on the Kael'thas, Zombie on the White Mane, Zombie Bombi on Lunara, Gingy Mech's going to be on Blaze, and Twong going to be once again on the Sonya. Looking at the domination victory, it is Zombie Step. On the other side, it is Team Mana Frenzy. Captain Bobo is not on the ETC. He is on the Diablo. Boo, caster. Bad caster. Boo. Defiant Angel on Deckard. Kelv's going to be on the Tassadar. Ragu on the Nazebo. And up on the top, it is Try and Go on the Rexar. So 5v4 here in the mid. What of the many builds is Zebo going to go? Thing from the Deep. That just general kind of damage build. See how that goes. Not really specializing in toads or spiders. Toads got interrupted off the Shrine Monkey. I mean, you mean that the skeletal minions, like, they eat the toads? Yeah, I mean, that's true. Well, Nazebo, they say the star that shines twice the brightest shines for half as long, so that must have been a pretty fucking bright star, not gonna lie. Nazebo goes down early. Good task, Wall, to try to peel him out, but just didn't quite work. I've always called them skeletal minions. I don't know. Or skellies when I'm trying to be quick. Or just minions. But bot camp going to be picked up here by Zombie Step. TMF going to start in on this siege camp. Zebo going to try to stack as much as he can. Siege camp is in the lane bot and will need to be cleaned up as they are already on to the fort. And so Diablo trying to push them into tower range, help get the clear quickly. Zebo going to come down, get some minions soaked up here. Up in the top, Rexar doing fairly well into the Sonya here. And Sonya, you know, it's a bit of an awkward matchup because you'd think like, oh, well, this is a good matchup for Sonya, 2 targets to heal off of. But it prevents her from whirlwinding. Any time that Rexar has Misha charge up, you just can't whirlwind at all. So it's definitely a limitation. Somebody call the cops on this streamer. He's torturing his poor metaphors. Listen. My metaphors are into BDSM. It is purely consensual. But with this, we are going to get the first shrine top. It is going to be a frozen shrine. Focus here tries to come in onto Rexar. Gravity Lapse was kind of a swing and a miss there. Zombie Step not able to get that first kill. And they are going to be rotating a little bit later, trying to help Nazebo get these minions stacked. Currently at 35. Also getting their Bruiser Camp into the lane. But, there's a focus onto Rexar. Good body blocks here from Captain Bobo. Now trying to pressure up the backline, but taking a lot of damage. There's a stun from Blaze. And Bobo now in a really awkward spot here. Does get some clutch heals, though, coming in from the Deckard. Ruby, though, did not collect anything, but still should have time to tap. And with the... Actually, it's not Devil's Due with the Shadow Charge. Still going to head back in, though, all the same, but it's currently 1-23. They're going to have to get kills. Very aggressive charge from Diablo. Actually puts them underneath towers. Didn't quite get the angle for the wall bang. Meanwhile, Misha trying to get Kelvs out of there. Good job there by Try and Go, letting Misha do some pretty solid peels. Nobody has gotten a skeletal minion in a hot minute. 23-1 for a long time. Now starting to work on it. There's a stun onto Sonya. Blaze comes in, looks for the charge, collects a lot of people, and now Try and Go going to go down to Twang. Great chase there, and I don't think Captain Bobo is going to be able to get out of this one either. So much damage coming in, and that is Diablo going down, so that is 2 kills to 0. Diablo was at 74 souls, but that's not 100, so he will not be back. He's in the penalty box for another 10. This will certainly be the Shrine heading over to the side of Zombie Step. And with Diablo dead, you'd think they're going to be pretty active and aggressive to push here. At least try to get towers and maybe some fort damage. Sonya has gone away to soak. Nazebo trying to stack as well, up to 43. Obviously wanting to get up to that 175 number, but I would say currently a little bit off the pace. Partly because of that early death. Frozen Punisher has shut down the tower, but Zombie Step, they're playing this safe. They recognize that they're already in a position where they're winning this game, and I think that their win condition is going to be in that 16 to 20 window. Maybe just getting control of the map, getting some forts in the interim, and looking for that 16 to 20 shrine that they can turn into a game win before Nazebo and the rest of the members of TMF hit 20. They managed to win the game before 20 last time. Technically, 20 did kick over for TMF, but it was a moot point by the time that it did. Yeah, so there was a charge out, so that's why Sonya went in. Sonya just has to be really, really careful with the whirlwind. Because if Sonya gets interrupted, it leaves her vulnerable for a long time. That said, outside of Misha charge, there really aren't interrupts, unless Diablo is going to hold in order to interrupt Sonya, and that's what makes Sonya, I think, a really good pick here. That said, Misha charge is a good stun when played well, and, you know, just requires some patience. 67 in stacking. Diablo almost at 100 souls. Gonna pick them up off this bottom wave. And interestingly enough, Diablo did not go into the flame strike talent at level 4 that we often see. Instead going with Sacrificial Soul. So trying to get those charges off. Give 50 armor for 4 seconds. That is no joke. That certainly makes Diablo very difficult to kill. And now, top camp being picked up. It's being held at the moment. With all the members pretty much visible. Knowing that Diablo is probably here at the bottom. Diablo really should have gone in with that task wall, I think. Just a case of being, I think, too patient there. By TMF. Would have been a tough kill, regardless. A very, very difficult kill to get. But maybe they have that opportunity. But Diablo's tough here. I mean, diving under towers makes you very vulnerable. We are on live patch, not on PTR, so it is... it is still an armor reduction tower. Then we got Apoc, Stay a While, Black Hole, Release the Boars, and Gargantuan gonna be the choice. On the other side, it is the Divine Reckoning. Hallelujah and praise Jeebus. I love Divine Reckoning. I think Divine Reckoning is just an insanely good ult right now. You know, yes, the Aegis can kind of be good into the hard engage, but there you see, I mean... Watch a Q be thrown onto Sonya. Well, it was thrown on a bit late, so she didn't get all the healing of that Reckoning. Still, though, they deny a kill. They don't really get one on the other side, but at least giving them control of the shrine for the moment, and they're up 10 to 0. Black Hole still available, as is Release the Boars. A lot of ults used there for no kills. Top lane, though, stacking up for TMF. Zombie Step. Gonna want to clear this shrine quick so you can get to it. Zebo gonna push that top. So I expect the play to be Zombie Step. Just clear this quick as they can. That said, they also had Kel'Thas tag this back left hand. You don't actually have to tag camps on this map. If you didn't know this, this is one of the few maps where the camps do not disappear when the objective is up. Camps are still available, so don't necessarily need to tag it, but at least want to get it in the lane about the same time the Punisher came in. This is the Mortar Punisher, which is typically called the worst, but that said, it provides a pretty good amount of siege damage. And certainly if you can stun someone into one of the Mortar Punisher's assaults, it is going to do quite a lot of damage. You don't want to stand around. There you can see Tess actually taking quite a lot of damage from the Mortar Punisher. But now, not pushing the keep wall, instead playing a very safe, patient route. They're going to go ahead and grab the mid tribute. Punisher has been cleaned up. Sonya, meanwhile, has almost taken this top fort. Now just gonna get some auto attacks on the well, but just gonna walk away from this one. Mid wall does go down as well, so all the walls are down. Top fort still standing, albeit only just. 4-team Mana Frenzy. It's mid fort. Still fully healthy, but doesn't have the protection of a wall anymore. Looked like we might see a 5-man fight here from Zombie Step, but instead I think they're going to play the long route, go ahead and get bottom camp, and just look for that 16 advantage. The next shrine will be in the mid, and it will be an Arcane Shrine. So this is the original OG. Anymore, it feels the Frozen's better with the tower changes, but yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's better with the tower changes, the 4. But I think it'll be better when the change comes through. That's currently on PTR. There's a focus. They want to get this Blaze, and Lunara all over. This fort is still standing, though, and Kael'thas took the bulk of the damage. Gets out all the same. Divine Reckoning is a good ult. I don't know if you know this, but I like Divine Reckoning a lot. And there you can see, I mean, just that Divine Reckoning does enough AoE damage that if people stand in it, no matter how dead someone looks, like Kael'thas did in that place. First, it was a great cleanse from Zombie, and then you had the great heals following up off the Divine Reckoning. And now an opportunity with the Rexxar dead to go ahead and take this mid fort as well. And it looks like they're going to do it. Diablo's going to look for someone here. But I don't think they're going to get there in time. Looks for the Sonya. Doesn't quite get the combo off. Diablo did go the stacking Q quest, so going to need to hit some of those. Will help once the shrine kicks over. But that said, it is now 15-16, and I think they need to back off this here. Misha does some good scouting. There's a good stun onto Sonya. It's another stack for Diablo. And at this point, TMF just needs to recognize, hey, you know what? We're going to have to clean up that Bruiser camp. Not a big deal. We can clean it up easy. But we are going to have to do that. We are going to have to just give this up. As they send Nazebo bot to soak 17. Nazebo up to 139. So has definitely picked up the pace on the stacking. But that said, getting to a point of the game now with 3 forts down and only the keeps left standing, that I don't know how many Punishers you can afford to give up to stack. Bruiser camp is going to be set in the lane top, timed well with the start of this Arcane Punisher objective. And that will be... Now the members of TMF looking for that fight, looking for the stun. Who's going to be the target? Could be that they're looking for Whitemane. Very, very patient play here from TMF. Guard comes in now. There's a focus onto Sonya. Looks for the engage. APOC comes out. Sonya, though, gets out of it with the leap. Gets onto Rexxar, and Rexxar gets deleted. Black Hole, not enough to peel. Now, Sonya on the pursuit. 1 is not enough. It's only giving her a taste for blood, and she wants more. Zombie Bombi, though, going to get the finish there. Last touch on the Zebo. And there you see the power of subjugation. Diablo just finding it impossible to get out of this. Does finally do so. But that is now the Arcane Punisher coming in. And with Nazebo dead, he is now not going to be stacking. He is 11 away, but the bigger problem isn't those 11 stacks. He'll get those. The bigger problem is that his team is now down almost 2 levels and probably will be 2 levels by the time all this is said and done, if they even manage to keep the game going. Now pushing in. They are on the keep. Punisher down to 40% health and falling. Looks like we're seeing TMF try to just make sure they get this Punisher down. Willing to sacrifice the keep if it means maybe keeping this game alive. Ooh, Diablo might actually drop here. I think if we saw a little bit more aggression from Zombie Step, they might have been able to pick up that kill, but Don't need to, certainly, although anytime you can reset Diablo's stacks, it's a good day. But now you are... Good news is, Zebo will certainly finish stacking. Bad news is, Zebo has a long road to level 20. And it's going to take near perfect soaking to get to 20 before the next objective is over. As they are already 2 levels away. And it looks like here comes another gank onto Rexxar. Good feigned death, but it really only buys time for the team to close. Here comes the APOC, though. Hits 2. Chases onto Lunara. Try and go... If he can get one more heal, gets the tap, should survive. Will survive, indeed. Actually, a good disengage. Costs them all of their ults. And that is probably the last fight they will get against a pre-20 zombie step. But all told, you do get Rexxar out alive. And I think you take that. I love the aggression there from zombie step. Even though it was right before 20, you still want to get that pick. That way you can just get even tighter grip over the next objective. As TMF just has so far to go. Bruiser Camp is going to be grabbed here. Diablo needs to just not be in this space. Retreat pings coming in. They just kind of have to soak at their keeps, and it's tough. But, you don't have many other opportunities. And I like that, Zombie Step is just staying on their, on their side of the map. They say, look, we have a Talontier advantage. We want to keep aggressive. We want to keep poking in. We want to keep looking for structures. So we're gonna shell game them on lanes. And just keep them defending us. And that prevents someone from going out and picking up these XP globes here in the bot. And it's slowing down the race to 20 even more. And, boy, they are not close as the Shrine Warning comes in. They are simply not close. And without a keep wall, I think they might be in a situation as shitty as the shit sandwich is. I think they're going to have to take a bite. And that bite is, they might have to take this fight into 20. I don't know if they can afford to give up a Mortar Punisher into their top lane. I don't, even with... Well, they've actually closed the gap considerably. A lot of soak in the bot lane that they could, in theory, get. A little bit of the Great Wall of Oil. That's actually kind of funny. I like what Gigi did there. But if they're going to pull the trigger, I mean, they need to pull it now. They have 20. They can lock. There's the Vile Infection. They actually closed 20 a lot faster than I thought they would. But they got to get out of this Divine Reckoning. They finally do. Leap comes in. Leap was actually swinging a miss. And there's the APOC. Tries to get onto Kel'Thas. Cleanse comes in. Mana Addict shield. Captain Bobo in the back. Big heal there onto Rexxar. Decker doing everything he can. Those super potions just keeping the members alive for now, but it's not enough. And now Defiant Angel goes down as well as the Rexxar went down earlier. Captain Bobo's not getting out of this. At this point, you don't even need, as we see, Dying Breath was picked up. Interesting. At this point, you don't even need Punisher. You just go core. Just walk around to mid. Go core and end. Diablo is back up, but not really nearly the threat he once was. Now with only 4 souls available. You have the Sonya. She's your big core damage. Everyone should be playing Protect the Sonya, which means Sonya shouldn't be the first one under towers. Looks like the shots are going on to Kel'Thas, which admittedly is not great either. But now they've actually switched to Blaze, and that's the dream, frankly. Leap goes in. They want to finish off some last kills. Zombie Step, though, gonna grab the domination victory here. And that's what we talked about them needing to keep their playoff hopes alive. Still got a hell of a hoe to row. That is probably not an expression. That is probably something I made up that makes no fucking sense. But Zombie Step All the same, they make a big step. They're up to 12 points now. Take a look at those standings we talked about. Um, so right now they're at 12 points. You can see 8th place is 14, although it's unlikely to stay there. I expect that 8th place 14 points won't be enough. Zombie Step, though, does move up into a tie with Team Tiny at 12. They have 2 matches remaining, albeit Wood League and Bancho. Going to be tough outs for them. Probably going to need to win one of those series. But, they're alive. Same, unfortunately, cannot be said for TMF. They were technically they were not going to make playoffs, but they had a mathematical chance, and I'm pretty sure this loss seals that shut. But with that, we're going to see if we can do a post-game interview, and we will be right back on the Nexus Gaming Series. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. Next Gaming Series. DB Smiley here. I am joined by the tank Gingimex. Am I saying that correctly?
Actually, it's Gingimex, like gingerbread man.
Gingimex. Okay, so it's a soft G, like in GIF. Got it.
Yes.
Just want to tilt some people in chat today. Congrats on the win. Really dominant showing. I don't think you guys lost to Fort in that series, if I'm correct.
No, I don't think we did at all.
So certainly, I mean, heading into this, you guys are currently in the lower part of the standings. Playoffs is admittedly a long shot, but certainly I think it had to start with a domination victory here today. So having reached that, was that a goal? Was that something you had in mind, or what are your thoughts?
That was absolutely a goal for the team. It's like, we had basically barely one shot left to do this, to get in there. And so far we're just trying to pull out some wins, get into that top.
So early, it actually looked like TMF had some pretty good rotations on Tomb of the Spider Queen game 1. They managed to get the first turn in, and it looked like you guys were just having a hard time getting your gems in at all. Eventually, you kind of found the hole in the zone, as it were. Managed to slip in enough gems to get a turn in. At that point, the game was even, if not leaning TMF slightly. The game completely switched, and it just became, at that point, a domination from you guys. What do you attribute that to?
We knew that they had really good poke, so we were just kind of trying to force them to like avoid soaking, keep one person trying to always catch a wave of soak, get a little bit ahead on the experience, and then if we can manage to force them to leave a lane, because their mana's consumption was through the roof by halftime of the game. So we just saw that, like, okay, let's force their mana down, so they have to back up a little bit.
Well, it was well played, and obviously you managed to get 3 straight turn-ins and ultimately the core. Game 2, Infernal Shrines. What did you think when you saw the draft coming out? Because it was a bit unconventional on the side of TMF. What were your kind of big concern points going against that Tassadar, Nazebo, Diablo kind of setup?
After I'd already picked Blaze, I was like, man, I'm a little worried about a Toad build in Zebo if we can get into late game. It would be a little bit hectic if so I had to just build a lot
Mm,
into just sustain, a lot of
right.
sustain. But when we saw the TAS up, we weren't really that worried because we got the Kalthus pick.
Mhm.
So we thought that once that Rexar came out, we knew that it was a sort of a rough pick for them because it just put more bodies for Living Bomb to spread.
All right. Well, I mean, it worked out. You guys get the W, you get the 2 Ls. So now, let's look ahead a bit. You guys got 2 matches left: Wood League and Bancho, correct?
Yes.
So I got to tell you, you're at 12 points. That is not going to be enough to make playoffs at this. Minimum, you will need 14, and that's again. Do you remember your result against Primates? That's relevant here.
Primates. Oh yeah, we got dominated.
Okay, so you need 15. So you're going to have to get a domination victory or a 2-1 victory and a 1-2 loss, bare minimum. So,
Right.
how are you going to do that?
Well, we're gonna do a lot of scouting for these next two teams.
Okay.
I know that everybody's been scouting us because we see a lot of the towers getting banned out because that was our most prominent map. We were constantly winning that map.
Mhm.
We lost only one time. I think it was Team Tiny
Mhm.
on that map. So I know that they're going to be scouting us a lot as well, trying to keep us away from getting into that playoff. So just a lot of scouting, seeing what we can do to tweak our comp a little bit, and see if they play CC heavy, bloodlust, or anything like that, and what can we do to just counter that or just nullify that draft.
All right. Well, certainly wish you the best of luck with that. I'm going to end the interview here, but give you the moment for shout outs. Go ahead.
Well, I saw in the chat that someone asked what was the most surprising part of this matchup.
Yeah, I don't care about
Um,
chat's opinion. I don't think there was a surprising part about this matchup, honestly. So I'm gonna overrule that question, and I'm gonna nullify it as judge, jury, and executioner of this stream. And
I'll,
instead, I will ask you, just to spite Broom Boy for having the audacity to ask chat questions. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
oh man, that is a good one. Strawberry, tried and true.
All right. Well, glad to hear it. Strawberry syrup or with real strawberries?
Real.
Okay.
Gotta
All
go
right.
real.
Well,
But
with
shout outs to my team and shout outs to the other team. They played really well. The Deckard was actually he attempted real hard. I know it was a tough match. When I got the Johanna pick, it just nullified a lot of his CC chains. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. Thank you for all the support, and we hope to see you guys in the next one.
all right, and with that, thank you again for coming in, Gingy Max and Gingy
No
Max,
problem.
not Max. Sorry, me talk good. I'm from West Virginia. I don't speak English. Anyway,
I'm in Maryland.
yeah. So you just look down on us. Anyway, I'm not I'm not in West Virginia. I'm just from there. Anyway, thank you
Nice.
again. Take care. And with that, we are not done. So I'm about to jump into coin flip lobby for a huge Division B East matchup between Tricky Gooses and Roomba Rotation, likely to decide the 2 seed in Division B East. Potentially gives a chance for Tricky Gooses to get the 1 seed, but I don't know it's probably going to be the 2 seed. So we will be back here in 9 minutes. I'll see everyone then. Take care.